Going right back to last Thursday night, and this one again created some discussion. This was in the Panthers and Storm game. Now this was a 20-metre restart, so I'll play the vision firstly, and this is more by way of, I guess, explanation and education than anything else. But if you'll see here from the kick from Nathan Cleary, and the ball bounces, takes a big bounce forward, goes over the dead ball line. Grant Anderson brings the ball back very quickly. Looks like he's going to take a quick tap, then kind of feigns to take the tap, passes the ball back to Papenhuyzen, who kicks the ball downfield, and the ball goes into touch after bouncing in the field of play. Now that, and you can see the referee here, he's saying it's a scrum, because if you kick the ball into touch from any restart of play, the team that kicks gets the loose head and the feed in the scrum. Now this resulted in a captain's challenge, and the captain's challenge was about whether the ball had been tapped to restart the play or not. And again, by way of education, the ball for a 20-metre restart doesn't have to be a tap kick. So you can see Anderson runs up here. It's more to try and fool the defence, I think, than anything else. Stops, passes the ball to Papenhuyzen, who then kicks the ball, a punt kick. Now that is a perfectly legitimate restart of play from the 20-metre zone. You know, more often than not, of course, we see them put the ball on the ground and tap it, or just drop it onto their foot and tap it, and they'll continue running. But this is obviously a tactical ploy to try and catch the defence off guard, kick the ball well downfield, and if you can find touch, you'll be rewarded with a scrum, with the feed and the loose. So again, just to try and clarify what was going on here, but we come back, and the reason that this turned into a penalty, so a couple of aspects of this. Firstly, there's nothing wrong with the way this was restarted, with the exception of we've got a player over here who's in front of the line when the kick's taken. Now, in these particular incidents, you'll see that Jack Howarth in this particular case is in front of the kick. If that was a tap kick and he was on his way back from further downfield, the referee will usually kind of blow their whistle and say, stop, 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 you've got players offside. And if they do take the tap, they'll generally say, take it again, your players are still coming back on side. But in this case, Howarth was not coming back on side. He was already on side, so you can see where he's coming from. And for some reason best known to Jack, he just overruns the line and he's in an offside position. So I'll come back to an incident later where we see a similar incident from a restart of play where a player is in front of the kicker. And this is a mandatory penalty in this case because of a couple of factors. The first factor is that this was the subject of a captain's challenge, and the challenge, the bunker can only rule on the laws of the game. So, you know, the bunker, it would look ridiculous if the bunker said, go back and let Papenhuyzen take the kick again. Like, firstly, the odds of him finding touch again with a second kick are almost non-existent because the defence would have dropped back. So you can't kind of replay the point in that situation and give them an opportunity to come up with the same outcome. So if you've got a player in front of the kicker on a restart of play, then in this situation the bunker had no option but to rule that that was a penalty right in front of the post. Anything on that one?
Would it have been superseded by the fact he's not on the mark?
No, look, the referee, I mean, you can see, at a lot of our grounds there is no hash mark in the middle of the line. The referee is the judge of whether the player takes it exactly on the spot or not. You'll see in most of our incidents in our games, the referees don't even give a mark. If they award a penalty, it's not like in rugby union where they'll kind of go over and they'll put their heel into the ground and say, there's your mark. So it's a kind of a general vicinity. Now, I mean, if that was 10 metres offline, then different story. But if the referee feels that they're in the general vicinity, then that's good enough for that type of kick.